everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again to talk about Godzilla vs. King Kong, or I guess this one's just called Godzilla vs. Kong. And okay, let's get started. I know I was a little negative in my last review. I don't know. But I discovered I was so upset I wasted all that money. I was having trouble watching this in the theater because of my mask. I felt like I was suffocating and I just could not watch it in the theater. And so, but I discovered that we actually have HBO Max on Hulu. So I should have just watched it there to begin with. I mean, come on. And let's get started with the Godzilla series, though. I mean, what do I think? Well, to be honest, the first Godzilla in 2014, I'm talking about this American series, not the Japanese ones, the original ones. You know, I'm talking about this specific series, this quote MonsterVerse series. The first Godzilla that came out in 2014, I hated. I hated that movie. Oh my God. I remember watching that movie. I was sick at home from school, and I don't know, for some reason, like I got a Dr. Pepper freeze, a Dr. Pepper float freeze from Taco Bell, and I had that piece of shit drink while watching Godzilla. Oh God, that was a terrible movie. Oh, and then in the second movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters, it just felt like more of the first movie, but with the monsters fighting in the background where we couldn't see it. And so I was really not looking forward to this movie at all. In fact, I think I might have even said I wasn't going to watch it, but after seeing the poster, you know, I was hoping. I was just holding out hope. And I was right to hold out hope because, you know why? This movie was actually really good. I liked it. I think that it, you know, it still got its problems, which I'll talk about in detail. But yeah, overall, I really liked it. It had a lot of monster fighting in the second half. It didn't waste a lot of time on human stuff, except for like in the beginning. And that's where the trouble lies, is that the first half of this movie is exactly like Godzilla 1 and 2. It is just human garbage, human melodrama, and God, they say some of the most stupid things, these human characters. In particular, they added some new ones. If the old ones weren't already bad enough, they added the kid from Deadpool 2, who was trash. And of course you got Millie Bobby Brown, trash, and then you got basically Black Alex Jones, which I liked him kinda, like I liked the idea of him, but he was trash too. You know why? Because you could tell that he was supposed to be, or that he should have been, the Bryan Cranston character from part 1. That would have been perfect for him to be there. It would have been so perfect. For, you know, he even has the thing where he lost his wife, and he has like a gun bottle with alcohol in it that reminds him of her, and you know he drinks it, and she's dead, and you know, just, oh really, just like in the first Godzilla where Bryan Cranston's character lost his wife. Oh, isn't that interesting? See, I think it's funny because I feel like this third one was written by someone, it was made by someone with a different perspective, because it's like my perspective almost. I mean, there's even, it really surprised me how good this was. I'm glad it was good. I'm glad I didn't have to come on here and yell about how terrible this movie was for once, because it's a giant monster movie, and what do you get? You get giant monster battles. That's what you're supposed to get. Nobody cares about these stupid human characters. And yes, there is some human garbage in this movie, but when it comes down to it, it's mostly monster stuff in the second half. And it's so epic and so fun and just everything I wanted and more. And you want to talk about color too? This movie was so colorful. It was a colorgasm. It was seriously just the most colorful movie that I've seen in a while that's come out nowadays. And that's a huge complaint of mine with movies nowadays, is how they all get the color sucked out of them. I mean, they suck out the color, because it's got to be dark. It's got to look dark. And with this movie, no. Let's keep all that color. Let's have this movie look beautiful and look awesome and not lifeless and dull. And let's talk. I do think that the ending was kind of weird a little bit. It just, I don't know. I loved everything in the second half except for the ending. The ending was kind of strange. It kind of reminded me of like, well, I won't say what until the spoilers, of course, because I don't want to be a jackass and spoil. Yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about. Again, the human stuff, garbage. Just take that out. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs it. And have more of the monsters fighting. I mean, seriously, it's like this movie actually improved, which is surprising because the second one really improved like a tiny bit. Like it improved the tiniest it could have. And this movie actually took a step. It took a giant step forward. And so I'm glad that we got to have that action. We got to have that uninterrupted monster battling instead of, all the humans. Oh. And they still did that a little bit too. Like they would cut away to their stupid faces to see the reaction shot, as if I really need to tell, if I actually need to know what Millie Bobby Brown looks like when she's looking at Godzilla fighting King Kong. Like, really? Is it really that hard to decipher what her look would be, or what anyone's look would be? I mean, you're watching a giant monster battle. What are you gonna look like? It's like, who the fuck cares? And then you had the ending, and you okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. In terms of food, I would rate this movie. It's almost like, I'm not going to be specific here just because it's really late and I stayed up to watch this a little bit too much. I have a root canal appointment tomorrow, and so I'm sort of filming videos ahead of time so I can just recover from that torture, and not have to like record while I'm recovering from that. I think that this movie is sort of like if you went to two of your favorite restaurants and got your favorite meal from each place, or at least your favorite entree, and you just ate both of them at the same time. And it's like that sort of guilty pleasure of like, yeah, I'm eating the crab legs from Red Lobster, while also eating the spaghetti from fucking Giordano's, or not Giordano's. Oh god, gross. Oh, spaghetti from a pizza place. Ugh. The spaghetti from what's that other place called? Let's just say Carrabba's. So you got the spaghetti from Carrabba's, and you got the crab legs from Red Lobster. You take a big bite of spaghetti. You take a big bite of Red Lobster. And in the background, you have all those boring things that you don't really need because you're eating these two giant entrees together. So anyways, let's get to spoilers. God damn it, I want to get to spoilers now. This was a King Kong film. Let's just get that out of the way. This is not a Godzilla movie at all. Godzilla is basically a footnote of this movie. He's basically like, oh, yeah, this movie's got to have some Godzilla in it sometime. Let's just put Godzilla in here a little bit. And then, of course, the second half, it's equal. But in that first half, it's just King Kong. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily an issue, but it is just sort of something to take into consideration, because it's advertised as King Kong versus Godzilla, so you should have like an equal amount of each. You shouldn't just have too much of one. And, that's a common thing that happens with a lot of versus movies. Like with Freddy versus Jason. What is that? It's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's not a Friday the 13th movie. And that's a huge issue with that movie. But with this movie, I still really liked it. I mean, I rooted for Godzilla just because I think he's cooler, and King Kong is kind of a simp, the way he went for that woman in his movie. I haven't seen Kong Skull Island, though, so I don't know about this version until I saw this film. And I actually really like King Kong in this film. I thought that he was awesome. I thought that he was cool. But there were some really cool moments that, really sort of made me smile, in terms of just me thinking about like how disposable the humans are. And I think in my last review I said something like, I wish that they would just have a scene at the beginning where the monsters just kill all the human characters, so we know we're not going to have to sit through 2 hours with these stupid humans. Like, that'd be so awesome. Well, there are a couple of parts where that happens. It's so awesome. Like the opening part, you got Godzilla attacking this giant base where you have that nerdy guy who's working there, Deputy Chad from Twin Peaks: The Return. He's working there, and Godzilla just destroys the entire place, and there are these villains there, and he destroys them. And it just shows how, like, disposable these stupid humans are. Like, why are you having humans in this movie about giant titans who are overly, extremely powerful, the most powerful beings on the planet in this universe? And then my favorite scene of the film was when the villainous daughter's ship, the villain's daughter was trying to escape in a ship, or I guess the plane, whatever you call it. It's a little vessel that takes you places in the air, so I guess it's a... But I don't know, I mean, it goes to the center of the earth, so I mean, it's a spaceship, a plane, whatever it is. King Kong just picks it up and crushes it with his hand. That was awesome. I was laughing my head off. I was almost wanting to clap. I was like, that is awesome. That is exactly what you should do with all the stupid humans in this movie. It just proved how disposable these humans are. I mean, even the filmmakers, look at that. Look at that scene where King Kong just destroys that ship. That just shows you how not needed these characters are. They're not even characters. They're just background wallpaper. And then, in terms of the fights, my favorite fight is definitely the fight where King Kong arises from the center of the earth. Or, I mean, the hollow earth, whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, with plots like this, where you have these big budget blockbuster plots, my mind just kind of turns off from trying to think about the logic of all the different things that they came up with that don't really make any sense together. But King Kong comes back from the center of the earth, and he just wrecks Godzilla's shit. and it's an awesome fight. It's in Tokyo, and it's just so colorful, and it is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. The only shitty part is that there's this really stupid part where it's like a theme park ride where the characters come back, the good guy characters come back in their ship, and they fly by King Kong's and Godzilla's heads. And it's like this really like, ugh, why was this shot in this movie? Like, was this like for the kids or something? Like, was this some sort of like a requirement that you had to have that weird shot? It was just such a stupid, like, goofy shot. It did not need to be in this film. But yeah, I just found myself at the end of the film, I was very satisfied because in the second half it totally delivered on everything I wanted. But again, if they make another one, leave out the humans. Leave out the humans. Take Millie Bobby Brown's character and put her in Godzilla's mouth. Take Kyle Chandler and put him in King Kong's mouth. Get Black Alex Jones, aka Bernie is what he's called, and put him, I don't know if that's a political agenda comment, and put him in Godzilla's mouth. Get that annoying trash actor kid from Deadpool 2 and put him under Godzilla's foot. There you go. Now you make a movie about monsters starring the monsters. Wow, isn't that a novel idea? That's so simple. It's so simple. Anyone could do it. You could make a film at home, get a bunch of action figures and just smash them together. That would have been better than Godzilla 2014, to be honest. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Again, I really enjoyed this movie, even though I didn't like all the human garbage in the first half. So, I guess I should say I like the little girl who can speak sign language, because it's sort of like, I don't know, like a good parallel with King Kong, the way that in the original film he had that woman he wanted to fuck, and he just wanted to, he kidnapped her and all that crap. I don't remember, but in this movie he has another human character he can connect with, and they can work together, kinda. I think that if anything, if any human character, just keep the little girl and just have her be with King Kong, and she can be like, she can live with King Kong and help him translate with shitty random humans that they have once in a blue moon, and just leave all the other humans out of it. I don't care about Alexander Skarsgård. He wasn't bad, but I don't care about him at all. I don't care about any of them. So yeah, please like this video, give it a thumbs up, all that crap. Comment, subscribe, all that crap the YouTubers tell you to do. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon. I hope that my root canal appointment is not bad, because that would just be a travesty, and I don't know. I'm really not excited about it. I'm glad that this movie helped a little bit. It made me it calmed me down a little bit, and it entertained me, and so yeah, I totally recommend Godzilla vs. King Kong. Goodbye, everybody.